Hey everybody, it's me. Getting ready to do the Q&A for April, and I think we're going to start out with soul groups. I'm looking at the questions here. What exactly is a soul group? We also want to know how many exist. Are they different from each other? If so, what are the differences? How do you know that someone belongs to your soul group? So let's go. Let me ask them. Let me ask about soul groups. No stones here. What is a soul group? If you want to take a couple of deep breaths with me while I connect into this topic. You may get some information as well. Soul group is a collection of beings who have all agreed to participate in a particular type of learning and also a particular mission or goal. There are groups who reincarnate together on a earth-based level in order to learn through earth type experiences, and so they will reincarnate together again and again and again in order to learn different types of experiences that you would call lessons that benefit the group as a whole. And some will sit out from certain lessons or certain experiences for the benefit of their individual learning, so to speak. There's no real individual, but for the path that they wish to move through, they sometimes sit out from the group. And some sometimes choose to incarnate without the group. If there is a particular lesson that they cannot learn with the support of their group in the physical. Because your actual way of being as a soul, as you would call it, is multidimensional. There are infinite combinations of lessons and paths. So while the core of your soul group generally stays together throughout the different dimensions, some soul groups are comprised of one or two or more from another group, so that the groups overlap and share in different missions. You may join a mission or goal from one soul group and also go back to your original soul group and join them for lessons. And this can happen on different, we will have to call it dimensional levels. So there are various levels within the earth experience, and not all, they're all the same earth, but they are different aspects of the same earth. So you can experience your current timeline. Timeline is a good way to express this. You can experience your current timeline with your soul group, but also be on another timeline with another soul group experiencing another lesson or goal. We know this is complex, but you are complex beings at source, at your essence level. Now, we would also say beyond your grouping together to experience earth lessons and earth experiences, there are those of you who are part of galactic soul groups. So though you may be from other, you may have incarnated from other places, so to speak, there is a certain loop that you have been in that is particularly participating in just the experiences of Earth. But at this time, there are also ascended, you would call them, ascended beings, beings of higher dimensions that have come together to form a sort of soul group to create unity, not just on Earth, but through Earth, through incarnating on Earth, uniting all beings of different dimensions and different types. This is another complex topic. However, you may be part of a soul group that has Pleiadian, Arcturian, reptilian beings that are incarnating on Earth to learn through the Earth experiences how to bring the higher galactic levels of consciousness together. So when you are told that you are carving a path to unity, you are carving the path to unity for literally every being in existence. And so the soul group idea is very complex. But for the most part, your incarnations have been with a core group of between 5 and 20 souls. And you may have a soul from another group join your group because they align more with your work that you are trying to accomplish or your goals that you're trying to experience in your group. They may have experienced all they can with the group they're in, and they want a different thing. So you may have one or two come and go out of your group, but there's a core of between 5 or 6 and 20 beings that you reincarnate with again and again. And we should say that even though not all of your group incarnates at one time, you are always at source, or there is a level that you are always at between source and the Earth experience. Well, there are many levels, but you're always at a level with those other beings in your soul group. So in essence, you're always with your soulmates. And at any time you feel lonely or lost, you can tap in to that place, that level or dimension where you are all existing together right now. When you focus your attention into an Earth incarnation, that is what you're doing. You're simply focusing your intention to experience this life. Your actual self is still with your entire soul group. And in fact, with all soul groups that are participating in the earth experience. You are there at all times, and because you are there at all times, you also have a connection with all other beings that are in the different dimensions, what you would call higher dimensions, and also with source. So you're never disconnected to any being or source ever. Your focus is simply in a life and other members of your soul team or soul group, or your coworkers, as we would say. They're also focusing on the same life, the same experience, the same time period as you are. Although that is a very simplified way of putting it. And as you become more aware of all the incarnations you've had, you can see that you have interacted with so many other people in so many other lives. So even though it looks like bubbles, imagine bubbles, all very separate. These are your core soul groups, different bubbles here. They're not touching, they're spread out. And you've all come in at different times in different ways to have certain experiences together, to help each other learn how to do different things, feel different emotions, different ways of being. And the more lives you accumulate, the more you have focused with your group into a life, the more beings you come in contact with from other soul groups, it's inevitable. So that at this point, so many of us have experienced so many incarnations that the bubbles are clumping together. So they were all spread out, and now they're all touching, because you've met everybody, you know everybody, and they're not only touching, but something that physical bubbles can't do. They are merging. So your soul groups are merging, and this is why you feel more connected to more people. You feel connected to the whole group of everyone on Earth, everyone that has been doing the Earth experience. And this is what we have all been moving towards. There's been so much learning and so much growth and so much experience that it's all condensing back to one. Wow. How do you know that somebody belongs to your soul group? As we said, you are all condensing into one, so that any being may feel like a soulmate at this point. It is based on feeling. And we would say that if you feel that someone is in your soul group, but they perhaps do not feel that they are a part of your soul group, it may be because this is part of an experience that you wished for, or they wished for, to not feel connected. We know that seems illogical to some, however, it also serves a purpose. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. I've been channeling for a long time this morning, so I'm a little halfway there, halfway here. Okay, Sue's got some very practical questions. Let's see. What are the physical, maybe detrimental effects of the new 5G network? Will this make us sick? Pretty emphatic no from them. Their opinion is we're creators and we're aware of what we create. So if we start to buy into the idea that things are harmful, and this isn't just the 5G, this is your food, relationships, anything that you've been told will make you sick can make you sick, but only if you believe that. At this point, they're saying we have passed that point of having to, of our bodies reacting based on what other people tell us, because we can sort of float above all that. So, you know, this is where we are, and this is where all the food's going to kill you, 5G is going to make us all sick, and conspiracies. Not that they're not true, it's just that they don't have to affect us anymore. We can just say, you know what, I choose for that not to affect me, and it won't. And if you have to if you have to imagine putting a bubble of light around yourself in order to not have anything affect you physically, then that's what you should do. But ultimately, they're saying nothing can harm you unless you believe it can harm you. And in whatever way you need to imagine or literally physically protect yourself in order to do that, you can do that. So if you feel like you need to carry a crystal, carry a crystal. I mean, I feel like, you know, I'm wearing my labradorite because it's symbolically, it's supposed to help. I don't even know. I don't remember what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be very spiritual. And I've got another stone. I don't even remember what this is called. But that's supposed to be a very spiritual stone too. And I'm just sitting here like fiddling with them while I'm channeling. But they're symbols to me of connecting, and it helps me to focus and remember that I can connect to that directly. So what they're saying is, do whatever you feel will protect you if you feel like you need protecting. But they're saying, we've really transcended that. Don't believe it. Just don't believe it and you'll be fine. But if there is a belief in you, then, you know, pick something that you feel is beneficial to you, that will keep 5G from affecting you. Put a bubble of light around yourself, carry a crystal, whatever thing you feel will help until you get to the point where you can know that nothing can really affect you. So that's what they're saying about that. How can we speed up and realize our DNA activations? This is a naturally occurring process that happens as we clear the density in whatever way we're able to do that, through relationships or interactions, or through illnesses. I don't even want to say that. These things are by choice. So you don't have to feel illnesses or ascension symptoms in order to get the benefit of the DNA activations. You can simply connect into that, the flow of energy that exists right now. It's right now on your planet. All these waves that have been coming through, they've created a pretty solid flow of energy that exists right now for you to access right where you are. And it's not necessary to relate the DNA activations with illnesses or purging. You don't have to do that. Just use your ability to tap into that field that's already around you. This is the event energy that you have been expecting. It is here in a gentle way for you to access in any way you want. So it just takes your connecting and your intention to activate your DNA and connect into this field. And we would say the feeling of love and connection helps. And you can aid in the activations by visualizing that they're happening. Just visualize that in your body while connecting to this feeling of love and this field that is here already for you to access. Okay. There are significant earth changes coming over the next few months. Yes. However, you can help lessen the effects of any earth changes. And we would say the earth is always changing. There are always tornadoes and floods and gigantic hail and unpredictable weather, volcanoes, earthquakes, etc. However, you're clearing yourself of fears related to these events helps lessen the effects of the events themselves. So again, using your imaginations, you can visualize fewer, less severe earth changes with no casualties and no deaths of human or animal or plant life, and you help to lessen these effects. You are in effect transmuting the chaotic energies of the mass consciousness of Earth. So when you change your reality by imagining a calmer environment, you are transmuting those energies for the collective. I was just seeing some tornadoes and floods. That's probably more related to my area, but yeah, I'm saying that you can meditate or just, anytime. If you're standing in line at the grocery store and you're really bored and it's a long line, just close your eyes for a second and imagine, beautiful blue skies and calmness. Just imagine the prettiest day and hold that thought for a few seconds. And you can do that at any time. And that will help keep everything more calm in the environment. Okay, I think that's all I can do for part one, because at this point I've been channeling for a couple hours and I'm starting to get a headache. So Jack has all kinds of great questions and I want to answer all those, and I'm going to do that. And Elena, you've got one too, and I'll do that in a second Q&A for this month. All right. Hope y'all are having a great week, and I will see you in the next Q&A. Much love.